Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a beginning of the month for December tarot oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we still all have a little bit of Libra in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Libra in? That is where this energy shows up. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled and washed the cards, just given them a quick cut, and we will begin the reading with the underlying energy for the reading. From the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, this energy is someone who is reflecting upon the money that they have gathered, the health, wealth, and happiness, the abundance that they've gathered from their past work. And they are contemplating, was it worth it? Or do they want to move forward with a different plan or with a different career or work with different people, that kind of energy? So he's leaning on his staff here before he takes action, because he wants to make sure that when he moves forward now, that it is in a way that really resonates with him. Good energy. And then we have the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is representing the underlying energy of the internal forces, the internal dynamics at play. These are the forces that keep you awake at night asking, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I feel like there may be a new opportunity here, and that's what's causing this. And right here we have this Nine of Cups represents someone who's very highly favored. And there's a lot of opportunity here. This is someone who's accomplished already, and they already have 9 cups. There's only 10 cups in the tarot. So it's kind of this person contemplating whether they want to move forward in a way. And the thing is about cups is they represent they can represent romantic love, or they can represent something you love to do, or you want, or you would love to be. And so I'm feeling that there's an opportunity that's coming in here, and that's this pentacle here. This person is not quite comfortable. You can see his body language is incongruent. His energy on the lower half of his body, which represents moving forward. His toes are both pointing out, which in body language is showing there's a leaking of energy. And then this energy across his chest and his heart, you notice here he's also got this staff, and he's leaning with his hands across, is this what I really want? This card, but when you look again, you'll notice that his hands are actually making, and his arms are making an infinity symbol. So there is possibility here. What this card is saying, though, is this may be what you feel like you've always been wishing for, or a wish come true, but it's not something that's just going to be handed you. So you don't want to be caught in the wishing loop. You recognize that you will have to keep going. Many race is lost in the last lap, and you've got 9 cups here and 1 to go. So this is really good energy. A big opportunity has been presented. And it's due to a judgment. So this judgment could be coming from this person, from his inner, these inner dynamics, these inner boundaries, saying, you know what, I'm worth it. I'm going to go for it. This is who I want to be. This is what I love to do. That kind of energy. This is who I want to be with. This is my romantic partner. It can be many things here. The judgment card coming out is, I feel like this judgment, the way it looks here, is a judgment that he's making within himself, that this resonates with his self-identity. And also just to recognize that all of the people in the tarot are actually archetypes. So this could be also a woman in her masculine energy. And so this energy is saying, in some ways, we have these people coming out of the box. It's like Pandora's box, or this could represent ancestors and the way they did things, or the way you have done things in the past and whether like you want to change that. And on the other shore, across these troubled waters, is a family waving to them and reflecting back to them, hey, come to this side. You're going to enjoy it. Like, try something new. It's going to, you know, you're going to enjoy it. So this represents ancestors and descendants. And kind of the way things have always been done, and maybe wanting to do things the way you always wished you could do it. We'll get into it a little bit more here. We have, followed by the sun. So this is in alignment with your destiny. It's the sun is the happiest card in the deck. This represents God. There's a small child here with that innocence, and so it doesn't matter what age you are at. You can choose to remain innocent and playful in the way you live your life. And so making choices that resonate with that type of energy. This is not to be confused with naivety, because naivety is when you are just moving forward without gathering the information, or being immature and childish about it. We have sunflowers lined up on this wall here, and sunflowers, they turn their heads to follow the sun, and this represents someone that is on their divine path, because the sun is shining down and saying, go for it. So interesting. We'll see where this takes us. Then we have the King of Swords coming in. So the King of Swords is saying, this is someone who's highly regarded for their business acumen, and for if they're in a profession, such as like being a lawyer, a judge, someone really higher up that has authority and uses their words rather than their hands to build. So this is someone that's well educated, and the sword is a double-edged sword representing the mind, knowing what you can control and what you can't. Also, the King of Swords is very much aware that words, talk is cheap and actions do speak louder than words. Having said that, he uses his words to be able to take action. And so this represents someone, this may be a new business venture that you're going into, or it could be, it could be many things. Something that has been kind of always on the back burner, I'm getting, that you've always wanted to do, and maybe an opportunity has come up now for you to do so. Oh, and so we've got the Knight of Swords now. And so the Knight of Swords is a younger person, generally, an adult though, like someone that's 21 or older. And they work for the royalty, for the king. And they are coming in with a message. This card, Knights represent messages coming in. In the old days, it would be someone coming in on a horse, rushing in with a message for the king or queen. And these days, this information isn't going to probably come in by horse, but it could come. I mean, it could be someone knocking on your door. But this also represents, these days we can receive information in so many ways. So it could be a text, it could be an email, it could be a social post, it could be the news. Many, many different ways that we have of a letter. This is many ways that we have of communicating these days. And you see that the point of this card, you can't see the point of his sword. So that sometimes says that he doesn't know the whole truth, and he's rushing in, and his horse is all stressed out because he's really in a hurry. And this kind of energy, it's just saying you don't want to make really decisions about business or even like romance or marrying someone, something like that, unless you've really looked at everything and hired possibly someone that is aware of the legalities of the situation, and making sure that you're not just rushing into something that's not going to benefit you. Because if you notice, there's not a lot of trees or anything. He's rushing through land that's pretty much barren. And at this time that I'm doing this reading, this will be out for you in a few days, but it's the new beginning to December energy. Right now, we're in the middle of a retrograde in Mercury, and quite often, the energy of Mercury in retrograde is like communication that's not 100% clear. So in particular at this time, make sure that, you know, if this is something you've been working on and you just happen to be, you've done all the work and you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, then that's different. But like if this is a new offer coming in at this time, sometimes the communication can be very garbled. I've experienced this with my website last week. I had work done on my website and it just went kaputski. And I just got it back up and working because I couldn't reach anyone to find out what happened. But it's good now. But it, you know, it was like a lot of extra work. And then what I had originally wanted to change on my website never did get done. So I'm back to square one. It's that kind of energy. It's not always like really serious, but it's inconvenient. Yes, and this card is saying again, like this, at this time, make sure this person is laying here, and you notice all the swords are hanging, these three are hanging on the wall, and this one is laying on the ground. So he's at rest. He's appears to be in a church. There's a stained glass window, and there's writing on this, and it's Pax, and that means peace. So what this is saying, make sure, again, that you do your inner work and that you really are strong to what you're about to, any actions that you're about to take, that you confer with trusted authority figures that are, you know, and that you can pay to look into the legalities that you don't understand, etc. And, you know, that this is a good time to reflect on it. You don't have to rush in. You have time to make sure that this is a good, solid deal. And that's really good advice at any time. And then we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is coming in now with a message. And this time, this Page of Cups, and this card has been coming up a lot, especially in my astrological readings, because the planets and the way the energy of the earth has been, like in 2020, we moved out of the sign of Pisces, which is represented by two fish tied at the tail and going swimming in different directions. And then we have the energy of this cup, and this is a cup of love. This often represents an offer for romance, like a first date. It could be a marriage proposal, but this also can represent something you love. So if you love, or you love to do, so this could be a new business proposal, a new partner coming in, that kind of energy. So this Page of Cups comes in with communication, but this energy that the Page of Cups is in is like really innovative and new, and it's abundance, but it is, he's studying this cup and he's really deciding, like, here, is this really the route I want to take with whoever this is? And this Piscean energy in 2020, we moved into the age of Aquarius. And in the age of Aquarius, it was, that's all about air. It's about thinking. It's about experimenting, all of that kind of energy. So a lot of people do feel like a fish out of water and maybe don't have all the facts that they may need to make a really big decision. It's not saying don't make this decision. It's saying make sure that, you have, that you're really strong to it, that you've looked into it, and telling you, don't rush in. You have time to decide this. And so these inner dynamics, these internal boundaries are things that keep you up at night thinking, what if this happens? What if that happens? And that's your intuition talking to you to make sure that you do what you want to do. So the Judgment card actually represents your self-identity and who you want to be. And I'm getting that maybe you've worked hard and you've put the money, the time and the energy into the pentacles that you have, and now you want to invest in your energy and your time in a different way and make pentacles in a different way. And it's something that you've always wanted to do, probably since you were a young child. And so and it's more in alignment with your true identity. And then this is your self-worth, and God is stepping in, the universe is stepping in and saying, you are valuable, you are not insignificant, you are an important part of my universal plan, and you were, like this energy is, you were born to be this individual, and this is in alignment with your path. And then we have like this communication that's coming in. This represents communication from your early life. So it could be something like if you have parents that are professionals and you wanted to be an artist, or start a rock and roll band, or something like outside of that type of energy. You may have been discouraged as a child to do that, to get an education. And, and then maybe after you have that, you would have that in your back pocket. So you would always be able to make your money that way, have the life experience before you go after this. That's what I'm getting. And it's actually not, it's good advice, because it's always good the best investment you can make is in yourself. And educating yourself is an important aspect of that. We have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is coming in, and this is external forces. This is things outside of you that you don't really have total control over, except for whether or not you allow them in your inner circle here. And so this energy, the King of Cups, is sitting on his throne, and he is sitting out in the middle of water, and it's quite rough. And when we see the water here also. So this energy is, there's a lot of emotions happening here. And the King of Cups is like totally emotionally, out of all the kings in the minor arcana, he is totally available emotionally. And he's like someone that, like, he's ready to take action if it's a cup that he loves. And after he does his due diligence, before he takes action. You can see him sitting here, but he's not getting caught up in the emotion of it. He is making sure that this is a strong energy. So let's see what these external forces are. If they go wrong, it's when you're laying in bed saying, what the EF happened? Like, what happened here? It's external forces that are outside of you, that you cannot controlling. And this energy of being like at peace, is a peace of mind, is because you are, following your common sense, your ability to do so. And then we have the Lovers coming in. So this is saying, like, you have choice here, and that's originally what the Lovers card is. It's about choosing who you want to deal with. And that is coming up here. So this could be choosing who you want to deal with in romance, choosing who you want to deal with in partnerships and business, choosing who you want to be with, who you live with, like which members of your family you wish to do business with, all of that kind of energy. This is a general reading. The energy of Libra, though, is the balancing the scales. Like, this is now a person who is a mature adult and ready for marriage. So this card it's the Lovers card in the major arcana with the sun backed behind it. It could be saying that you have an option maybe to, that you want to propose marriage, because you've got the cup here, and the cups represent romantic love and other love. And so this could very easily be like, okay, you've fallen in love and now you're contemplating, do you want to share all your cups with this person, right? And do they want to share it with you? And then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. So like the Page of Pentacles is coming in, and he's really looking at this abundance that he's accumulated and wondering, is this a solid move? So regardless of if it's a romantic offer or a financial offer that's coming through, this is communication again. And this may be that with the sun shining on this, that this person has come to a decision and has decided to move forward, or maybe propose. The thing about the Page of Pentacles, This is a solid offer. When the Page of Pentacles comes in, the offer, it can be generational wealth, like to make a legacy happen. And so this is something that, you know, if you invest in this, this energy that, and you've always, you know, you always wanted to have a family and all of that, and that's the one cup maybe that's missing from your wish list, then this is saying there's a good opportunity for that, and that this is a solid offer. And then look at this. The Knight of Cups comes in now. So we've got, you know, a lot of messages coming in, a lot of thought, then a romantic offer. And now this Page of Cups, a Knight of Cups, is like an older version of the Page. So remember, the Page and the Knight could both be, in the old days, they would be male for sure, but this could be a female in her masculine energy or a male in their masculine energy. So it feels like this energy, and this could be maybe someone that you met and it didn't happen, and this is a second opportunity. You bumped into them like 10, 15 years later, or you knew them from when you were children, and an opportunity has come up to get together. It could be a lot of things. So having said that, it does feel like this, it could be because there's a lot of pentacles and cups involved, and the thinking part of it like has rested with this card, I feel, and the decision has been made. And so this page is, I feel like this is something that you've given a lot of thought to, whatever, and you want to proceed. The Knight in Shining Armor is the Knight of Cups, and so the Knight of Shining Armor isn't in a hurry. You notice the difference between these two energies. He's already made up his mind. He knows what he wants. He's, in this King of Cups energy. Perhaps he's watched the king and how the king does business, right? And how the king, how the king reacts, and how he reins in his emotions, and he doesn't, he gives it thought, and then he doesn't question himself after he has done that, especially I'm getting in matters of the heart. So then we have the Hangman here, and the Hangman is hanging from the Tree of Knowledge, gaining, looking at things from all angles, gaining insight, perspective from different, he's hanging upside down for that reason. And I'm getting that this represents this energy here of, the sun coming in. You notice the aura around his head is similar to the sun, and we have the sun here. So I feel like this is divinely guided in some ways, and that whatever this opportunity is, that, as long as, like I said, you take your time, and like if this is someone new, or even if someone you knew years and years ago, don't just rush in. Get to know each other before, you do any legal moves, is what's coming up. And oh, look at that. We have the Six of Cups here. So the Six of Cups comes in, and this card is about reconciliation. So the energy for reconciliation or reunion is basically saying, yes, I feel like this is someone that you've met in the past. This is someone that you know. The cups are all filled with flowers, and that's actually a medicinal flower. It's datra, and it is, but the thing about datra is it's very highly poisonous plant, and it's something that you have to be careful, like you have to be very careful handling it. So, and I'm getting, there may have been in the past some sort of energy where there needed to be forgiveness for this to happen, and that's what caused the worry or the concern, all the thinking here. And because you can forgive someone and not reconcile with them. Like, forgiveness is for yourself. Forgiveness allows you to just get on with your life. And it doesn't mean you necessarily want to engage with people that you have, or be engaged with someone from the past that it didn't work out with. But I feel like this energy is more like a reconciliation. I'm going to look into this some more here. And If you are enjoying this reading, please like and comment. It really does help me to build my channel, and I really appreciate it. I am going to clarify these cards now with my oracle, which is Tales from the Vector. And this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I began my first dragon painting way back in 2007 and completed all 64 paintings in 2020. And at the end of that year, and they have been out and about the cards at psychic fairs and seminars for several years. And then but they weren't, the deck wasn't complete. I didn't have all the paintings complete, and now they are. So I am bringing this out now onto the internet, gathering some more information, because I'm getting ready to birth this into the 3D. And I just want to make sure I have a strong foundation for my information. The cards, I have them numbered, the paintings numbered on these cards, and you can go to talesfromthevector.com, TAILS.com, so that, you know, if you're curious and you would like to see the paintings, and there's also some information there that might benefit you. So I'm going to clarify the underlying energy for this entire reading, which is integrity, being in your integrity within yourself. Yeah, that makes total sense. And this is the Strength card. This is about resolving any childhood, and this card is also about that, resolving childhood wounds that may be causing you to not value yourself as much as you should, and to be like in a place where you're in integrity within yourself. I just want to say, because I forgot to do this, is just to clarify these cards before I clarify with these ones, that this right here where the lovers are, this is the house with the commitment and marriage and partnerships. And then we have the transformation happening. This is about death to the old way, basically, and really going for the new. So I feel like this person has decided that they are going to move forward with this communication. And then the Knight of Cups is in the position of world travel, adventure, seeing new places, doing new things with new people, that kind of energy. And then this is about, there may be some sort of worry or concern about your public image, your reputation, whatever. This may not be someone that travels in your circles or whatever. It could be so many things. So it also could be saying, make sure that this person, if you haven't met them before, or even if you knew them in the past and now you are reuniting, that that you really get to know each other before you make like a serious decision. And then we have like all the blessings and the friendships. You know, reunions are beautiful and wonderful, and it feels really good to do that. There's all these flowers. It's the only card with the cups in the suit in tarot, where all the cups are filled with flowers like that, which are representing. Those also represent innocence and a return to that, you know, childhood happiness. And then this one here is regarding your spirituality. And I recognize here, I knew there was some sort of energy here. There's one more card that I wanted to put here. So this is on the spiritual level. Or is that one? No, this is correct. I just had them positioned a little bit oddly for this reading. I apologize. This is a new spread for me. But yeah, no, that's good. So this is there. That's more like how it should be. Okay, so this is saying, this is together the judgment coming in from the sun, from the Most High, from the universe, supports your energy in moving forward in whichever way you decide. And then we have Aquarius energy, which was speaking about this energy here of being willing to experiment and to do things new and do it not in the old ways that you used to do it. And then we have the energy of observe and then experiment. So you don't want to spend your whole life observing others being happy. You're almost at the finish line. You want to maintain your focus and keep going, and move forward in this way, and in new ways. Like and when I say in this way, I mean in this way. And this is really interesting because I'm missing a card here. I'm like, no, you are missing a card here. So I'm going to I'll just take the card off the top here. Illusions. That's what it is. Oh, interesting. Okay, I was back and forth, and I was like, no, there's something weak here in this, like I missed something. So this is the spiritual nature of this. So this energy is about the hidden illusions, of perhaps like things that you don't know that you needed to come. And I'm getting these might be things within yourself, like these internal dynamics and boundaries, that they may be there from this energy of like strength of, this is when you face your fears from childhood so that you open up the potential. And you see the two portals here. We've got like a domestic dog and we've got a wolf. So it's like, you know, entertaining, getting neutral to both sides of that within yourself. And this energy is an eclipse. So we have the sun and the moon. So I feel like this energy of all these, that there's 2 nights and then there's 2 pages that have come in with information after, you know, we've got the Hangman and we've also got this card of really going inward. And that's what this energy also is saying. The Cancer is about the zodiac Cancer sign is represented by a crab. And this is saying, you know, crawling out of the emotional waters, like take off your shell and be vulnerable to this energy, because there may have been some issues when you were raised or whatever, or you had a bad experience in the past that you were vulnerable, and then and that, yeah, my throat is closing up, and it's really weird energy because it's kind of like I almost missed it, like this energy down here. I almost missed it, and it was bothering me. What am I missing? And so that's kind of again saying, make sure you take your time, and this is because this is going to have a profound change on your life. It's supported by the universe. Having said that, I'm just again getting, take your time. The cycle is here, and it's something that, because this card can be about illusions, and this card also is about illusions. So perhaps all the illusions have eclipsed and it's over now, and you're really strong in moving forward in this way. We'll look into it some more. The need to be right. So that's making me laugh. I needed to be right here. It was bothering me. There's something missing. And so not to make a mountain out of a molehill out of it, but I want to make sure you get a quality reading here. So yeah, I'm glad that we brought that out, because I feel like it's really speaking about illusions that you had regarding expectations of the way things should be. And now that you can be more in a position where you anticipate how this is going to be. Yeah, and somebody's pride maybe was affected by this, and it's talking about, you know, sort of this energy of all or nothing. All or nothing energy quite often can be when your pride is hurt, and so you maybe are reacting rather than responding. And so that's what the judgment is. Make sure that you have strong judgment moving forward in this, which it looks like it's been resolved here. We have disruption. So yeah, this is like perhaps there was something happened that maybe you weren't even aware of, a hidden secret, or it could be energy of something you didn't know about someone, and now you have clarity, that type of energy. So disruption is a tactic, and it's just saying who you thought you were or who you thought the other people in your life were has been changed, and the disruption has caused sort of a disruption in your divine path. And maybe maybe your pride was hurt. Maybe someone really, you allowed yourself to be vulnerable and be innocent, and it turned out that they disrupted this life that you wanted to have. But you're grown up now, so you have, here's again, like with friends like this, who needs enemies? So this is about swimming with sharks. This is about being your own best friend to yourself. Like, you don't want to be beating yourself up for something that happened, because if it's a reunion, it happened some time ago. And I feel like you do have the facts now, that like this card coming in, and the judgment card starting off the internal boundaries here says that, you've looked into it, you have, that there was perhaps some gossip or something that was happening, and you weren't aware of all the facts, is what's coming up. And now you are aware of the facts, and it's changed your perspective in a better way. It's persuasion, like a cat. Yeah. So right there, the Knight of Swords, this is about foolish energy. Expectations always create limitations. And these expectations, we all have them, especially from our childhood and when we're younger, of how things should be in relationships, how businesses should work, all of that energy, family dynamics, all of those things. And so for a while here, you may have been on this path because you were expecting things to be this way, and now you realize, wait a minute, I don't even want to be like that anymore. This is what I want. I want to be me. And so that's that energy coming in. Yeah, justice is served. So this is redemption. So this speaks of karma being cleared, and that may have been like, especially if you're raised in a family where there's a lot of professionals that are really successful, and your father and your grandfather and your great-grandfather and all your uncles and everybody is really successful in one area of career or whatever, and you choose something different, and perhaps, it just didn't work out the way you thought it was going to. It's okay. That's expectations do create limitations. And when the Fool starts off on their journey, they're young and they're inexperienced, and so you're going to make mistakes. So this is saying, now that you've reflected on it or whatever, this energy is very much like, you've got these two pillars, and this energy is saying to the Fool, keep going on your journey for your authentic desires. That's what those two pillars represent, is going through there. So that's the kind of energy that you're dealing with. And then look, we have judgment again on both sides of this. So that's cool. This is like unfettering your heart. So this energy is from your heart chakra. So if you're in love with someone and they maybe married someone else and now they're not together, like a lot of things it could be. Or you got in a business and a partnership with someone and it didn't work out. That doesn't mean that for the rest of your life, because your expectations didn't work out the way you thought they were going to, that it's not safe for you to look into being back to this person that you were meant to be. Yes, and the sun is shining on this relationship. Again, it's saying, it was disrupted. And this is the other thing, is that, only God knows the timing. Like, there is no time other than in linear time, like we have on the earth in the universe or in God's universal plan. So this is saying again that you see the sun here and the sun here, and it's just saying, yeah, this is, if you've looked into it, this is in alignment with what you've wanted since you were a child. And this is about unite. The page of Pentacles is coming in and saying, with the Scorpio energy, which is actually the next the next sign after Libra. And Libra energy is all about marriage, being mature enough now to be able to get married, to be able to unite. And this is like, do you want to have Do you want to have this energy be where you unite, and you unite with your inner self and you unite with the person you love, or do you want to conquer, you know, that type of energy? Yeah, fight, flight, freeze energy, the trauma queen, hold the drama. You don't, you know, you don't want traumatic, and I'm getting in some ways there was some traumatic energy here. This happens to us quite often when we're younger and in love and don't have a lot of experience. And, you know, like really allowing yourself to be vulnerable and then being hurt and then having a hard time coming back from that. And it causes this, okay, am I going to fight? You know, am I going to elevate, or am I going to conquer? Am I going to run from this for the rest of my life and be afraid to ever get in a solid relationship again? Or just freeze and just watch time go by? You know, you want to go into contemplation, but you don't want to lay there for the rest of your life, right? And you don't want to be hanging for, it's right on, you know, the next card is the Hangman. Yeah. and what's covering the Hangman is, okay, the Emperor has arrived. So that's all four, the qualities of all four kings rolled into one person. And the Emperor is all about performance. So the Emperor is saying, you know what? You know everything you need to know. You know who you are. You've done a lot of reflection on this. You need to move forward with your life. You need to have faith in yourself. And if you don't have faith in yourself, have faith in God's plan. And then we have the Leo energy. Like this is about, are you going to lead or are you going to follow? And I'm just getting that this Leo teenaged energy is like teenage boys. And I'm getting that it is really interesting, but if you really look into it and you deal with a lot of people, young boys, young men tend to be, if they make themselves vulnerable in a love situation, they can get hurt really bad. And you know, I'm not saying that a woman can't either, or young girls, they'll cry and they'll talk about it and, you know, they'll get it out. Whereas a lot of times young teenage boys that have that happen to them, it really affects their pride. And then they start acting, it affects their confidence, and they start acting like they're arrogant. So when people start getting into their arrogance instead of their confidence, it's quite often because of this energy. It's really, yeah, it's good. It's time to let that heal, allow yourself to love. And I'm getting there was some dissemination of information here. So this is saying that, you know, you were believing in your own press. So maybe at the time that you knew this person before, you had just been hurt by someone and you didn't have the confidence to move forward in another relationship, and you started believing that maybe you weren't worthy of it. And it's, you know, a lot of times when people want to motivate other people, they'll say, believe in yourself. But if you have limiting beliefs, like a lot of people do, then, and you really believe that you have those limitations, that's not going to empower you. This has been like I really like this reading. This is about being mature enough to be able to handle a serious relationship. And it doesn't matter what age you're at. Like some people, you know, it takes them longer to be able to want to be mature enough to be in a relationship. So whatever age you're at, you know, you can move forward in a more playful way is what I'm getting, more in alignment with your true self. I've really enjoyed doing this reading with you. I will provide you with another reading mid-month. And thank you, Libra, for all your insight here. Like and comment if you enjoyed this reading, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. We'd love to have you here at the channel. Bye for now. I will see you at the next reading.